Hello everyone, it's Pinhead, and today I'm going to be discussing two incredibly hyped machines. Two machines that I just want to say both look great in their own right, but have also kind of had some interesting discussions. And I also want to say backlash, but not really backlash, that's been going on behind the scenes of their releases for different reasons for each of them that I will cover. But of course, these two machines are Stern's Uncanny X-Men and Jersey Jack's Avatar Battle for Pandora, both of which are set to be rolling out here as September ends. Wake me up when September ends. Since both of these machines are coming out at roughly the same time, it kind of has a lot of people online wondering, myself included, which machine is worth my $15,000 that I will need to spend to get one. And of course, I don't have $15,000, I wish I did, but if I did, which one would I want to get? So I thought it'd be a fun idea for a video to pit the two machines against each other on a set of criteria that I believe determine the quality of a game, and then go over which machine I'd personally pick. And then I also want to go over what people in the community are saying and what the overall reception of each machine is, as well as delve into some of that interesting discussion and backlash that I kind of hinted at earlier that both machines have had. And a big disclaimer before I get into anything, I have not played either of these games. I'm just going off of reviewing the promotional materials that both companies released along with other gameplay footage, and I'm going to credit everything that I'm using, by the way, for footage down in the description below, so make sure to give those videos likes and thumbs up. But please take my opinion with a grain of salt. And also, my name is Pinhead. That's a synonym for idiot, right? So if you disagree with anything I'm saying, you're probably right. The criteria that I'm going to go through on each of these machines is I'm going to be judging the themes, the playfield design, the artwork, the LCD display, the innovation, the sound and lighting, and the fun. And then I'm going to give you my overall pick based on all of those factors. So for theme, both of these themes are great. However, I think there is one theme that speaks to more people than another theme, and just based on the overall reception online, it's pretty safe to say a lot of people like the Uncanny X-Men as an idea more than Avatar. I think X-Men is just a lot more relevant, especially after Deadpool and Wolverine right now, than Avatar is. I think Avatar movies are great. However, they don't hold a lot of cultural relevance once they've left the theater, and I don't really hear a lot of people talking about them. I don't think the fandom is really as big as something like X-Men or really any of the Marvel franchises. So I personally relate to X-Men more. I think it's a better theme. But also, just a footnote, theme isn't something that really matters to me a whole lot. For example, like a machine like the Shadow, that theme I don't relate to at all. However, I love the machine because it's super duper fun. So this is probably the criteria that matters the least to me, while to others it matters more than any of the others. But yeah, I'm giving this one to X-Men. Both of these machines have such good playfield design, and this is the hardest one for me to decide by far. When it comes to Avatar, I absolutely love lower playfields. Like ever since playing Black Hole, that table holds a special spot in my heart. And so when I see lower playfields, I think they're so unique. I think they're so cool. That has completely made me enamored with Avatar. However, with X-Men, I just think the flow of that machine looks a lot better. Now, addressing the controversy with the stream that Jack Danger did with a few people at Stern where they played it in the gameplay looked kind of meh to a lot of people, I think that is mainly an issue with code compared to the actual playfield design and the layout. I think the playfield layout of X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, looks so good. That extra left flipper and what they deemed the danger zone is so cool. That's such a unique feature. I mean, I haven't seen that before. And then just the way the ramps go and the rails go, and the hand that kind of breaks the rail and the pinball drops, like that is so cool to me. And so although I'm biased and I absolutely love lower playfields, I want to say Avatar, but I'm gonna have to give it to X-Men, just because when I take a look back at these tables, when I stand afar and I just look at the playfield design, X-Men beats Avatar. Like, I just think X-Men has more going on in it. So this one was the hardest one for me to decide, but I'm gonna have to give this one to X-Men as well. I love the artwork on both of the machines, and especially when it comes to Avatar, the fact that they didn't use movie stills and they used a comic book style original artwork by Leah Fask. It looks amazing. However, Uncanny X-Men is so colorful, it would catch your eye from a quarter mile away. And the way they incorporate the characters on the playfield and on the back glass and on the sides of the cabinet is just so cool. And so, although I love Avatar's art and I think they did an amazing job, I think they did everything right. Unfortunately, I just think X-Men has more to work with as a theme, which then translates into better art. LCD display is where I think Avatar takes its first big leap ahead of Uncanny X-Men in terms of quality. I really respect the team at Stern working on Uncanny X-Men for using custom art, for doing custom voices for the LCD display and animating custom scenes. However, I just don't think they look very good. And with the artwork and theme being so good on the machine, I think the LCD display and the interface that's going on is the first big thing where I just do not think it looks very good, and I don't think they were up to the standard as the other parts of the machine. While I think the LCD display on Avatar looks absolutely beautiful, I think they did such a good job incorporating the movie clips, and it just looks a lot better to look at while playing than the Uncanny X-Men one. So I think they took a big risk, Stern. I don't think it paid off. I don't think it looks good. And I think Jersey Jack is definitely winning the LCD display one. So for innovation, both of these machines do a lot of things that are cool and unique. With the Uncanny X-Men, the Sentinel's hands that like interact with the rails in a really unique way, and they put down the rails so the ball will drop. That's super cool. I also really like the elevated captive ball. And then the shots just seem really unique, and I don't really see shots like it on other machines. And a perfect example is that mini flipper to the left in the danger room and the ramp that takes you, that goes behind the main flippers. It looks so cool. Like, that is so innovative. Meanwhile, Avatar, it has the super innovative lighting cycle that just looks gorgeous, and then the lower playfield is something you don't see very often with the crab suit. Super cool. And then the code just seems really rich. It seems a lot more kind of deep versus the code in Uncanny X-Men. I think the highlight trailer does a great job of showcasing both of their unique features and innovation. When it comes down to what machine does more new things that I think kind of push the bounds, I would say I'd have to give it to X-Men. I think sound and lighting is a category where Avatar clearly is superior to Uncanny X-Men. I think lighting is something that Jersey Jack machines do really well, and it's one of the most beautiful features of those machines is the lighting, and Avatar is a clear example of that. And the fact that they even incorporate the lighting into the gameplay as seen in the highlight trailer, where it will get darker depending on what mode it is simply breathtaking. Like, I cannot stress enough how good the lighting is. And then the sound as well. The soundtrack of Avatar is so good, and you can tell they took the music very seriously on this machine. While with the Uncanny X-Men, the music and lighting kind of seem like an afterthought. Based on the streams I've seen of the gameplay, the sound does not sound up to the quality of the rest of the machine, and the lighting also doesn't seem like anything special either. So while the other categories that I'm judging the machines on are pretty close, I would say this one probably has the biggest gap between the two in terms of quality. So fun is probably the most important criteria for me when it comes to determining the quality of a machine, and it's really tied a lot to the code of the machine. And I know a lot of people online are saying the code of Uncanny X-Men kind of seems a little underdeveloped, and that's typical of Stern, right? We saw it with Bond, where they developed the code as it was released. But the code of Avatar seems so in-depth and so rich, and it seems like there's so much to do. And so I'd have to say that the experience of playing Avatar is probably a lot funner than the experience of playing Uncanny X-Men at launch. And as I stated earlier, I'm a sucker for lower playfields. I love them. And the mechanisms on Avatar kind of speak to me more than Uncanny X-Men. So I'd say that the more fun machine for me to play would be Avatar. So the score on each of the machines is I gave X-Men 4 points and I gave Avatar 3 points. Now, which one would I actually purchase and which one do I think is the better machine? I don't rank all of the criteria equally, and I think there were bigger discrepancies in the quality in the categories that Avatar won, specifically the LCD display and the sound and lighting, versus the categories that X-Men won. So for me personally, I think the better machine is Avatar, and that is the one that I would purchase. Now, I think these machines are so close in quality and they're very different, so it's hard to compare the two, but Avatar just seems to have more going on when it comes to the code, and it seems like it's just a machine that I would enjoy more owning. Now, am I going to own these machines anytime soon? No, I do not have the money, unfortunately. But if they were sitting next to each other at an arcade, I would probably play Avatar more than I'd play X-Men, just based on what I'm seeing on the internet. So now that I've given my thoughts on it, I thought it would be super cool to kind of just go to different comment sections and forums and see what people online are saying. Looking at the comment section of the Uncanny X-Men live stream that Stern held, a lot of people hold the same sentiments that I do. One user saying that the music is unbearable. I agree. The music does not sound good. There's actually 2 comments that say that. And then Luxa Eterna 8170 had an amazing comment about how this individual owns numerous Sterns and the playfield and gameplay look awesome, but the LCD screen, like I was saying, it looks like an early 2000s PowerPoint presentation. Like, it does not look good at all. So I'm happy to see that a lot of people kind of share the same sentiment as me when it comes to those 2 aspects of the machine, at least. And then on Pinside, user Jake Fatty conducted a poll on who'd you rather, X-Men versus Avatar. So what would you rather play? What would you rather get? Not too many votes, so not a huge sample size, but 43% said Avatar, and then 41% said X-Men. So just a 2% lead over X-Men. You can tell the games are super close in quality. So overall, I think Avatar wins when it comes to the 2 machines. But what do you think? Let me know in the comment section below, and please hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more content. This is my first ever long form video, and I think pinball is so cool. It's been my hobby for like the past year and a half. I absolutely love it. So if you're interested in watching more content from me, please drop a like and subscribe. And I really appreciate you for making it to the end of the video, and I hope you have a great day.